Hi, I'm Lynn Thigpen. I've lived in Southeast Asia for over 20 years, and I just completed some doctoral research that I share in the seminar. And I like to retitle it, called The Antidotes for Toxic Shame in Adults with Limited Formal Education. And it's a study in Cambodia. And I just want to start with a story first of one man in particular that I interviewed, and it's a very sad story. He's in his 20s. Was interviewing him in just this rural area in Cambodia, and he shared with me that when he goes to his rural church, and when they put up the PowerPoint presentation, even in a rural place, they put up the hymns and the PowerPoint, and they read from the Bible. He has no education, and he cannot learn to read and write. And he said, when I go into church, I want to die. And he said, I want to kill myself because I can't learn like everybody else. And in my research, not everybody had problems learning how to read. Some people just were older and they lived in Pol Pot days or went through the war, and they didn't get an opportunity to have an education. And some people were steeped in poverty. Most people were steeped in poverty, and they didn't get a chance to go to school. They had to stop and work to help their families. And I love this quote from Bill Gates in the 2007 Harvard commencement. He said, humanity's greatest advances are not in its discoveries, but in how the discoveries are used to decrease inequity. And this is an inequity. To me, we're people of a book. And when someone feels shame going into church because they have a lack of formal education, that's not right. And it seems like the dark side of orality for me. I've been involved in orality for a long time, and I was giving people Bible stories. But what I found out they needed was dignity. And what do you do for people that are steeped in disgrace, a feeling of disgrace? And it was so common through my research. They need grace, just what we heard about over and over again in this conference. And what would grace do with a young man like that? Grace would make the gospel available in the way that he wants to learn. And I came to understand from my dissertation research that they wanted connected learning. They wanted relational learning, learning from people the way they'd always learned. I love this other thing from St. Augustine, and he was well acquainted with oral learners in early church, and he told his oral learners, we are your books. We will be your books. And so my session is just really a tirade against these inequities and praying that God's people will make the church welcome to oral learners and help them with their shame, help them deal with the shame that they experience, release that, their toxicity, give them that antidote, give them the grace, and be a book for them. That's my prayer.